Hey there, real estate aficionados. I've got your March Marin County Real Estate update, including Marin home prices, how they've changed, and where it looks like they're going. The hot spring market has definitely sprung with some interesting and unexpected twists. So let's get to it. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Marin, I'm a past California attorney turned realtor, and I've lived in Marin County nearly 30 years and raised 3 children here. I love to help people just like you make a smart move. Just email me. Sold homes. Let's start with the homes that sold during March. Of the 142 homes that sold, 51 homes closed below list price, with an average of 6% below list. 26 homes closed at about list, and 64 homes closed above list price, with an average of about 12% above. How do those numbers compare to the prior months? They are definitely stronger, demonstrating that the hotter spring market has sprung for Marin County. Home sellers continue to get overall great prices for their homes. Prices that are so much higher than anyone expected when interest rates started to rise a couple of years ago now, given that there's much lower buying power for buyers. Why? Well, we all know now that it is the low inventory, which is still persisting. So home sellers are sitting pretty at this period in the Marin County real estate market. And it seems to me that home buyers are adjusting to this. They're adjusting to the idea of paying higher mortgage prices, which makes some sense because it's not likely we're going below 3% again, probably anytime in my lifetime. So people are getting used to what it is. However, because of this low inventory, home sellers haven't had to drop their prices very much. So this is still one of the most unaffordable times in all of our history to buy a house. So a lot of this hinges on inventory, and we will see later in this video that inventory is up. How much inventory will it take to tip the scale to a buyer's market instead of a seller's market? Well, time will tell. But my guess is that once inventory starts to increase in a way that sellers could realize what a great market they're in right now to get great prices for their homes, there may be more sellers who jump on the bandwagon. And then buyers might gain the upper hand because clearly there's a lot of pent-up sellers out there who have not added their home to the inventory in the last couple of years. However, who knows? These disconnects in markets, I know from being a professional stock trader for 15 years, also besides a lawyer, is that they can persist a lot longer than anybody can imagine. Home prices could continue up for years. Nobody really knows, and that's why it's so important that home sellers and home buyers do whatever makes sense to them at the given time so that we can all go on with our lives in the way that makes most sense to us. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to see all the detailed closed sales information, complete with the addresses and the math regarding whether or not the home sold above, at, or below ask price, I provide that in my monthly email newsletter. You won't find that information anywhere else. And if you'd like a copy, just email me with the subject line newsletter. And now to the charts. This month, I'm going to show you the past year's information regarding inventory, days on market, prices, and the price per square foot. So let's do that. So like always, we're going to start with the inventory of the homes that are currently for sale here. Those are on these light green bars. We are now at 301 homes for sale, Marin. That's quite an increase from just a couple of months ago. And the homes that sold is down to 141, which also increased in the last month, as it should, because this is the spring now. Interestingly, though, the new listings, which are on the blue line, those have decreased month over month. That's pretty unusual going into spring. So we'll see if that just pops back up next month. Anyway, as you guys know, I prefer to look at these quarter numbers because when you look at the changes from month to month or 1 month versus last year, it's just not very statistically significant in Marin because there aren't that many homes. So these go all over the place. The for sale homes are on the top here. So we are showing that there is 15.3 more, that there are 15.3% more homes for sale for this quarter versus the quarter last year. And new listings have also decreased this quarter compared to last quarter, and they're down 15.8%, as well as the homes that sold are also down 0.9%. So what surprises me here is not that inventory is up and that sales are up, but that new listings are down. And actually, I do find it interesting that we have 301 homes for sale when last year, when you can see at this period, March last year, and the two prior ones, it was less. We didn't have this kind of inventory until April of last year. So maybe inventory is finally starting to pick up. We can all hope, except for sellers, of course. You want it to stay down if you're selling your house. That is what is keeping prices up. And here's the information for days, the average days on market. Those are the orange bars down here, and the red line up here is the sales price divided by the original list price. So you can just get an idea of the pressure, whether or not buyers are winning this because prices are lower or sellers are winning because they're higher. And right now you can see that they are higher here at 102. So 102% of the list price. So most homes are selling for over list price. And that played out also in my closed sales that I did this month and put out in an email. If you'd like a copy of that, be sure to ask for it. That includes all the addresses and everything that would show you that this occurred last month. Anyway, looking at the average days on market, those have decreased to 35 days. And that's a significant drop, right? From 61 to 35 days. We look at that on the quarterly basis, we'll see that the average days on the market is up 2%. So homes are selling a little slower than they were for the whole quarter last year when compared to last year. And regarding that percentage, it is 4.3% up. So it's higher overall than this quarter last year when you're looking at the original list price compared to what it actually sold at. So this big drop here from 61 to 35 tells me that we really bumped into the spring selling season pretty dramatically. Last year's February to March wasn't nearly as dramatic as this year. Again, seems buyers are getting adjusted to what they need to pay to get a house, meaning the mortgage rates. They're getting used to the mortgage rates. And now we are at the prices, finally, right? Okay, so the blue bars are the median prices, the red are the sold average prices, and the green is the for sale. I don't pay a lot of attention to the green, but nobody's gonna like that this went up, extremely up, right? This is quite a big movement from 1,548 to 1,929. That's $1,929,000 in case you're wondering, as an average price. But again, Marin County doesn't sell a lot of houses every month, so I prefer to look at the quarterly. In fact, let's look at this really quickly. This average price was up 27% when you're going just from February to March. But if we look at the entire quarter, comparing this to last year, just so we can get more statistics going there, now it's down 6.8%. Isn't that interesting? So now average prices are down 6.8% instead of up 27%. And this is why it's so important that you know what you're getting in a statistic when you hear it on the news. There clearly can be all over the place. So let's look at the median price. That's another interesting thing, right? Because as average price took off this month, median price actually dropped. And the drop was 0.7% month over month. So let's do the quarter. Now the quarter is showing us up 11.2%. And so you see again how squirrely all these statistics are. We've got an opposite over here when you look to month, and even with the better stats, because there's more involved in the mathematical equation, it's significantly higher on the median and significantly lower on the average house price. So this is what we mean when we talk about like going out with a realtor and getting the general idea of what's going on in a neighborhood or a city or a town. It really is all over the place, but realtors have their fingers on the pulse of that, and that's one of the reasons that they are valuable. And last, you all know how I love to put the square footage cost into this equation just as another piece of evidence about what's really going on in the market. And home buyers don't like to see this. From $762 a square foot to $906. Well, that tells you that this is more than likely these really prime houses that created this huge increase in the average prices for this last month. So let's look at let's go down to the quarter. Well, isn't that interesting? When you look at the whole quarter, this square footage price is lower by 3.7%, which is significantly different than looking at the month over the month when it was up 18.9%. So I'm thinking this 18.9%, this is probably an aberration of some sort, and this will all become much clearer next month. If you'd like more information about living in Marin County or some walking tours, check out the videos that should be showing right now. And hey, please subscribe. It really helps motivate me to keep pumping out this content. Thank you for watching and have a great day.